Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a bit of a vlog slash a day in the life. So as I was filming that intro, I started to feel really sick because the sweater that I was wearing made me warm, and because my meds are causing me to overheat so much, as soon as I get even slightly warm, I start feeling really faint and nauseous. So changed, and I have the window open to get some cold air in here. Hopefully it passes, but I'm still having this even after lowering my medication a little bit, so that's worrying to me because it's very hard to live with this. Even if there are a lot of people in the room, I get sick. If there's somebody cooking and it gets warm, I feel really unwell. And it's winter time, so I dread to think what the summer will bring. So it's a few days later. I didn't end up filming the whole video because I was having really bad overheating, which made me feel sick the whole day. And then I also had muscle stiffness, which I usually get in my throat, and it makes it really difficult to talk. And it's a really horrible feeling. It just feels like I'm choking. But that's just how life is when you have a mental illness. Your capacity fluctuates a lot, so I try not to be rigid with myself or to be hard on myself when I'm not able to do the things that I want to do. I also try to practice a lot of self-kindness, but also being really generous with myself. So being generous and allowing myself to have time to feel better, being generous and not putting too high and too hard of an expectation on myself, being generous by taking care of my body and taking care of my mental health, especially my mental health, and prioritizing that above everything, because my mental health is so important and so impactful on my life every single day. I really have to build into my life all the things that help it. So because I was feeling really unwell the last 2 days, I didn't go outside, I didn't do any of my usual activities. I just spent the whole day feeling really unwell. So now it's morning, as you can tell by my croaky voice, and I'm gonna try to do what I always do to make me feel better, which is going for a short walk and doing some yoga. I literally never do my skincare anymore. I just have no energy to, and especially in the morning, I used to feel so sedated, and at night I would get so sedated too. So it was just something that I never did, even though I know it's good for me and I also enjoy it. So today I am gonna put on sunscreen. I haven't worn sunscreen like since the beginning of this year, since like the summer. In the summer I would wear sunscreen, and I haven't worn it anytime since. So I'm gonna do that now. And yeah, don't feel bad if you don't have a skincare routine, because it is really hard to do and kind of non-essential. Like for me, if I am feeling unwell, I have to do the things that I really need to make me feel better, which are taking my medication and going for a walk. And going for a walk is hard enough to do on the days I don't feel well without the added expectation of putting on sunscreen every single day. So I just got a text alert that my medication is ready and I need to take that this morning. So I'm actually just going to walk to the pharmacy and pick that up. So sometimes for my morning walk, I will just walk around the block. Sometimes I'll do a longer walk down the street and to the park. And sometimes I'll just walk to the pharmacy and get my medication. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. so good after a walk outdoors and doing my yoga. Most days I just do these things depending on my energy levels and how well I'm feeling that day. So for example, yesterday I spent pretty much the whole day indoors and I was feeling really mentally low because of that. So I ended up just going for a really, really short walk, like maybe less than 5 minutes. I didn't even go down my whole street. I just went through like a little bit of the street and back again. I was actually walking and I saw a dog on the boulevard and I was like, whose dog is this? Like, I couldn't see the owner anywhere. And then as I got close, I realized that it wasn't a dog, it was a coyote, and I almost walked right past it. So luckily I noticed that there was no owner around, because then I just like crossed the street and went a different direction. So yesterday I went for like a 5-minute walk, and then I came back and I did exactly 5 minutes of yoga. I put on a 5-minute yoga video and that's what I did. And it made a huge difference in improving my mood. Like afterwards, I felt happy, I felt at peace, I felt calm, I felt contented. For me, these two habits of going for a walk outside and doing yoga are the biggest, have the biggest influence on my mental health, other than meds and therapy. Like number one, meds, therapy for my mental health, and then number two, walk and yoga. And like I said, it doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be a big production. Sometimes if I'm feeling really well and it's a beautiful day, I will go out for a longer walk. I'll go for an hour maybe. And if I have energy, I might do a longer yoga practice, like 30 minutes. But I also do 3-minute walks and 5-minute yoga practices all the time, and they are just as beneficial. And for me, when I go for a walk, I have to do it outdoors, because the biggest part of it is getting fresh air, seeing the sunlight, being in nature, looking at trees, looking at grass, seeing the sky. Those are all also very therapeutic. And I do my walks completely in silence, so I don't listen to music or podcasts or anything. I just let my thoughts go free, and to me it's like giving my brain a bath. Like that's what it feels like when I go for a walk without any stimulation. It feels like my brain just comes back and it feels clean and it feels refreshed, and just letting it think and think or just be silent. I just let my brain do whatever it wants to do on that walk, and I usually come to a place of lots and lots of peace and being very content, because there's something about thinking while you're moving that allows you to process your thoughts. So as I'm walking and I'm having all these thoughts, it feels like it's actually better for me than just sitting and having all those thoughts. The movement is really great for clearing out my headspace. I am freshly showered and it feels really good to be nice and clean. By far, showering is the hardest thing I do. For some reason, taking a shower is harder than going for a walk, doing a workout, going for yoga, all of those things combined. Showering is more difficult than that for me. And yesterday, I'll be really honest, I was having a really bad mental health day. I did not shower yesterday. And even on the days that I do shower, it's so basic. I don't have a shower routine. It's soap, shampoo, done. And one thing though that I'm feeling so grateful for is that in the last many a year, maybe like 8 years, I have never been able to blow dry my hair after a shower. And I live in Canada, so it gets really cold in the winter. And I always hated showering even more because my skin would be so dry from the cold and my hair would always be wet and I would feel so cold all the time. And now, for the first time, I am actually able to blow dry my hair. And so that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't want to be cold and wet and get sick. So that's like a blessing that I think about every single day, that my medications and that getting diagnosed and getting treatment has allowed me to do. And I know it's something that probably nobody else thinks about, but those little things are so important and impactful when they have been affecting your life for so long, particularly when I've been depressed. So I am really grateful that I am able to even take a shower and do the added thing of blow drying my hair and putting on some moisturizer so that I'm not like feeling my skin being so dry and broken or having my hair feeling wet and icky all day. Take 3 of this video. The other day when I was filming, I had a really bad anxiety attack, which I think was caused by my medication again. And it like was for a really long time, and I couldn't do anything the rest of the day except just lie in bed and listen to audiobooks and soothing music, and yeah, I didn't do anything else. So now I am back on a 3rd day of filming this video, and I called my doctor yesterday because I've just been having such a hard time with this medication and its side effects. I just wanted to talk about like what I do to prepare for a doctor's appointment. So I find that I constantly have to remind myself to advocate for myself. If that means calling to ask for help even before our appointment is scheduled, I'll do that. If it means calling multiple times to see if my doctor can see me, I'll write a little post-it note that says advocate for yourself, to remind myself to do it, because it's easy to get shy, especially if you don't get the care that you need on the first try. I also always write down what I'm going to say in my appointment, so just bullet form on a sticky note what I need to ask for and what I'm experiencing, because it's really easy to get shy in the moment or to forget things and not get everything that you need to say out in that short call or video or meeting. And sometimes if I'm really hesitant about asking certain things, I'll look at my sticky note as I'm talking and I'll check it off as I go along, just to reinforce for myself that these are really important things that I need to talk about. Another thing that I do is I keep a spreadsheet of all the medication changes that I've had, especially because I'm having so many in such a short period of time. It's easy for me to forget what side effects I had on a certain dose, whether a certain dose was helpful or not. So I have a Google Sheet. Every time I adjust my medication, I write down the date, I write down my symptoms, I write down how I was feeling, and I'll update that. I've been doing that for months and months and months. So now if my doctor is like, what did you feel when you were on this dose? I can just go to my Google Doc and see, okay, I didn't have symptoms, but I was having this side effect. And that is really helpful, not only to know for myself that I've tried all these different things and this worked and this didn't work, but also so that I can be very confident when I speak to my doctor about what I'm experiencing and when I started to experience it.